strategies. So communication of the research findings through various strategies mean you have different method to communicate your research report. For example, you can publish it in the journals, then you can publish in the newspaper, then you can form your dissertation, then you can give to the different laboratories. So you can present your research project in different seminar, national, international seminars. So there are different method of communicating your research project. So you have to find out the best method to communicate your research project, then you have to disseminate your findings. Then research utilization. It is the process of transferring the specific base knowledge into the actual practice. So disseminating the utilization of the research means whatever result you have got through your research, now it is time to utilize it. So how people will be able to utilize your findings through when you will communicate it with the others. So research utilization is the very important part of your research communication. Okay, so don't be confused with the utilization and communication. Okay, now come to the criteria for communicating the research. So what are the criteria available for communicating the research? First, you have to select a proper channel for communication. So you have to select a proper channel for communication. The student related outlet like term paper, thesis and dissertation. So here I have already told you that there are different methods of communicating your research reports. So what are the different methods available? You can publish in newspaper, you can do your dissertation, you can publish in different journals available, you can publish it online, you can publish it offline. So first of all, you have to select the proper channel for communication, how you want to communicate your research report. Suppose you just want to present in a seminar, so this is another way of communication, because in presentation what you will do, there will be audience and they will be listening to you, right? So in that platform you will be able to communicate your research report. Understood? So first things, you have to select the best method of communication of your research report. Then next one is the knowing the audience. So you have to know whom you are presenting, whom you are communicating. Suppose you are a student researcher and you want to communicate your finding to the PhD scholars. So then at that time you have to make your report according to their level. Okay, suppose you are a post basic student, then you are communicating your research finding to the GNM student. In that time you have to make your report according to their understanding. So you have to know your audience, then only you will be able to communicate your research in a good way. Okay, you have to know your audience, whom you are communicating. So here what they are saying, will the audience will be the nurses only, will be the audience be the researcher, or it will include the professionals from the other discipline? Are they our clients? So the audience include the people whose native language is not Tamil, or like their native, it should be in their native language. Then will the reviewers and editor readers will be expert in that field? So these are the things you have to consider whenever you are choosing your audience. Okay, next one is the developing an effective plan for writing a research report. Next, you have to develop a effective plan for writing a research report. So how to make the effective plan? First, you have to deciding the authorship. In deciding the authorship, when the study has been completed by the term or by the several colleagues, one critical part of the plan involves division of the labor of the authorship. So deciding the authorship means like who will be the author. So when you will proceed for publishing your own research article, so at that time this problem you may face, because in your group 6-7 students are there. Okay, so now whom you will give the main author? So whenever you are publishing research, there will be like two author or 3 author or 4 author. In that way the columns will be coming. So you have to like who will be the first author, who will be the second author, how you are going to divide the work whenever you're working in a group. If you are doing it alone, no problem, you will be the main author. But if you are working in a group, so this can be a problem to deciding the authorship. Next, deciding about the content. So here you have to decide about the content. Researchers also have to decide how many papers are required to communicate the findings of the research effectively, as sometimes researchers collect a huge amount of data that cannot be communicated in a single paper. So what content you want to communicate with others, okay, because your research finding, it may be very large, okay, maybe you are having 5 objectives, so the 5 objectives you will be getting your result, okay. So it's up to you how you are choosing your content, which one to be communicated, okay. Everything it is not possible to communicate, or in a single paper you not be able to communicate. If you want to publish in journal, there are some word limit you have to follow. In the presentation there are time limit you have to follow. So what you want to communicate, the content you have to decide it in a very proper way, and the best content you should present, or best content you should communicate. Then next one is the careful selection of the journal for publication of a paper. So I have already told you the media through which you are going to publish your paper, through which you are going to communicate your paper. It may be journal, it may be presentation, it may be newspaper, it may be anything, okay. So it's up to you how you want to communicate your findings with the others, okay. The selection of the proper media through which you are going to communicate your research. Then preparing online report. Now you have to prepare your report. The report, how you have to prepare according to the guideline given by your media. So if you want to publish in a journal, whatever guideline they are giving to prepare the report, you have to follow that. If you want to give a presentation in any seminars or workshop, then whatever guidelines they are giving, you have to follow that, okay. So in that way you have to arrange it accordingly. So it is important that if there are multiple authors of a report, each one has responsibility for different section of the manuscript. The advantages of having an outline are that it can be incorporated into the timeline that set goal for completing the manuscript, assemble the material needed to being a draft, and finally start preparing the report with the outline time. Prepare the outline of the report. Then next step is carefully review the author manuscript guidelines. So whatever guideline they are giving, you have to follow those guidelines, then you have to prepare your report. Then methods of communication of research. So what are the methods? We have already discussed, but still let's review it. Research result can be presented in the various venues and types of publication. So student where they can publish term paper, thesis, dissertation. Then professional where they can publish journal articles, book, reports of funders, conference, presentation, etc. Then oral presentation you can give. So I have already told you, suppose you want to present your content somewhere, maybe in seminar or any presentation and all, then you can present it. Then written reports, suppose you want to publish it in somewhere journal and articles, then you have to write it down, then you have to send to the author. So online written and oral, both the way you can communicate your research findings, okay. And characteristics of a good research report. Let's see what are the characteristics of a good research report. It should be clear and concise, well organized, coherent, no abbreviation. You cannot use abbreviation in your research report. Always try to use the full form. Don't write in abbreviation. Then grammatically correct. The grammatical mistakes may be there, so you have to see it whether it is grammatically correct or not. Reliable, complete, comprehensive, self-explanatory, because at the time you will not be there to present or to explain your research report. So your research report should be the self-explanatory one. Then it should be with the accurate information. You cannot write anything whatever you want. Whatever result you are getting in your research, those things only you have to publish, you have to write in your research report. Okay, so these are the good characteristics of your research report. So these characteristics you have to maintain whenever you are writing your research report. Then writing a research report. Now let's discuss how you can write a research report. So first thing what you have to see the content of the research report. For quantitative research report, what format we are following? We are following IMRD. Okay, why was the study done, how the study was done, what was learned, how does it mean? Okay, so IMRD, introduction, methodology, research and discussion. Okay, these are the 4 main things you have to, it have to be there in your research report. Okay, so introduction. In the introduction, why was the study done? So everything will come in the introduction. So in this section, acquainted of the reader and the research problem and its significance. Why you have chosen the particular topic in the introduction. First thing you have to give. Then should cover description of the existing literature, the study conceptual framework, the problem, the objective, the hypothesis, the assumption, and the rationale for doing the study. So need of the study and background of the study. All the material before the method selection is considered to be introduction. The literature review should make clear that what is already known and also gaps of deficiency that is in that knowledge. Then this section should include definition, concept under investigation. So these things they have to be there under the introduction section. Then complete operational definition are included only in the method section. So the operational definition will be there in your methodology, not in the introduction. Okay, so next, those whatever, like why you have chosen the study, so what are the review already available for according to your research, your need, your background, everything have to be there in your introduction part. Now come to the second section, that one is methodology. So what are the things will be available, what are the things will be there in the methodology section. This section should provide detailed description of the research method that author, another researcher could replicate in this study. So methodology, your research design is the main part of your methodology. So research design, we have already, I think I have already discussed in the class, it is the blueprint of your whole research. Okay, advanced blueprint. So without deciding your research design, you cannot proceed with your research. So in the methodology, first thing what you have to include your research design, how you are going to conduct your study, what is your plan, what is your blueprint of your research. Okay, so here this section is subdivided into several parts which help the readers to locate the vital information. Then should begin with description of the research design and its rationale. Why you have chosen the particular research design with rationale, means with proper reason. You have to give the proper reason. It is important to identify the steps to control the research situation in general and confounding variables in particular. Should also address the steps to be taken to protect the rights of the study participant. Okay, so these are the things you have to include in the method section. So in the method section, you have to research design have to be there, your sample and settings will be there, data collection instrument, your tools will be there. Then procedure, how you are going to do your data collection procedure, and data analysis. So these are the things will be there in your methodology.